Today, as we pay tribute to our gallant icon of the struggles for promotion of gender equality and women's empowerment, Honorable Joyce Mpanga, happens at a time when we are launching this 16 days of gender-based violence, which of course she's one of those people who participated in even acknowledging that we, for the sake of informing the rest of the world, we have these 16 days of violence because they are international. And she's one of those women right from way back before some of us came onto the public platform that started struggling. To see that she's going at 90 years, and yet the issues of gender-based violence are increasing, it's very, very sad. It sort of negates all the energy, the power, and the passion that women like those and Mpanga and the rest, including us who are now retired, like as if we wasted our efforts. That's why many times I cry. You know, some of us who are arrested should be happy, but when I see social media, I don't know. Many times I want to die when I see the way the men on social media are really dealing with these women. It's so sad. The whole thing shows inhumanity and lack of love and care and concern. This whole issue of gender-based violence, as you all know, is an issue of power relations. It is an issue that is related to this whole question of gender equality and women's empowerment. In other words, treating women as full human beings in their own rights. Something we have been struggling for, something that without which the nation cannot develop. For me, many times I really sit and say, people say, look what touchy stuff and what, but I say, how can the bird cannot fly with one wing? If God himself saw that the men were helpless without women, who are we now to treat women as inferior, no power, no authority, no whatever, which causes them to suffer this gender-based violence? Because men who are beating women, who are torturing them, the YC, men who want to defile young girls, those who even go and abuse the law and marry the girls of 12 years. Do you know that the thing has come back? The girls whom we had redeemed from being defiled and married off at 12 years of age, it is now increasing. You go to Zimbabwe, you go to all those these places, Riantonde, Rwengwe, Chiruhura, there, 12 years. And the girls are being married. And when they come to me, I cry. I don't know what to do. You fight to the extent of even going to get back the cows. You see some people, they can't see that this is a girl, 14 years, you are marrying them. And that is the whole thing of not treating a woman as a full human being in her right, with potential, with ability, with wisdom, which God gave her. Moreover, with an extra sense beyond the man, because we are created as the last, and God saw that we are perfecter of God's creation, and life began. But the fact that we are not perceived as full human beings in our own right is central to the whole issue of gender-based violence. And now, why it has increased is that I want to say that the struggles, when we got onto the public platform to struggle, there was a conducive environment, a seemingly supportive political will, and an acknowledgement that women, yes, they must come out and participate, participate in decision making. Because if women do not participate in decision making that affects their own lives and the lives of the nation, then the decisions are halfway and they cannot be good and promote the well-being of humanity. Because as we all know, I wish we could know, because if we knew, we would practically show it. I wish we could know that without women, we cannot. The human being, the family, the nation, the community, all depends on women, first and foremost. If this was to be known, then we would put the women in their right places. Because gender-based violence causes emotional stress, depression, it deprives an individual, even affects her mentality, her ability, her strength. It embarrasses and shames them, and they become nothing. They become nothing. Apart from physical injury, the mental, the trauma, emotional injury that men cause on women is just too much, and it reduces their ability to even contribute to the development of this nation. I don't know, and it is so strange right now and amazingly questionable that at a particular time when actually women, for the first time, we have women at the highest level of decision making. We have the largest number of women in the political arena where decisions are made, but this is when the situation is getting worse. And this is when we appear to be in reverse. As if that was not enough, what kills me most is the breakdown of moral and ethical values. There is no longer community concern for human beings, the love that we used to have as human beings. How can you be beating a woman? Media, thank you very much for putting these social media cartoon videos. But then at the same time, they are killing us. We people who are emotional, I'm about to be emotionally stressed and break down. One, because when I see these videos, when the man is kicking right and left, first of all, the person who is taking video is not doing anything terrible. Secondly, people are there shouting, yeah. You hear them on the scene. At times you even see them. There is this Soga woman whom I saw. I couldn't believe. And let me tell you, I thank God that I haven't come past somebody doing that. Because I would pick anything and hit this man, I'm telling you. But God has saved me because I'm not available. Because humanity, the appeal I want to make for you, to Ugandans appeal. I don't know how many will hear me. But we are dying, please. When you see a man raising and hitting the woman, how can you be there laughing? Even if this woman has done anything wrong, even if there is, please, be human, come back to humanity and be responsive. Number two, these men, corruption, corruption, first of all, in accessing girls' jobs. Because when corruption comes in, men give what? They give money. For women, they give their body. You think you're going to sleep with a man whom you don't want, but because of a job, the trauma, the mental, you can't even perform in that job. Because after all, when you sleep with them, they look at you as nothing. Oh, you people, your integrity, the integrity of a woman is in her sexuality, her sexual body, which is a temple of God. But when she is forced, because she wants a job, to sleep with this man, because for her she can't give money with corruption. For women don't give money. They have to give their body. For me, let me tell you, I would die of poverty. I would die of poverty rather than giving my body to these men. But many women, because of the environment, economic environment, which has become poor, you find them doing that. And then those women the men who after marrying the women, and when the They have gathered rich, become rich. They abandon these women and go and marry other women. I don't want to, I don't want to be taken up for commenting on royal things. But really, this woman in Busoga who was crying out, please, 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 she also needed support. She also needed support. If I was still in the active of the movement the way I do, I would have looked her up and say, what do we do? At least let her get her share also. But you don't use me like that and dump me for another beautiful girl. All these things are violence, gender-based violence. And the important thing is that they deny women the ability to use their potential and wisdom and talents for the development of themselves, the community, and the nation. And therefore, it is not a question of women, it is a question of the nation, because gender equality and women's empowerment is about development of a nation. And that is the appeal I'm making. And I'm crying out to these, to women in parliament now, women in these big positions, because if me, in my position, which I don't have, I'm a senior citizen, but once a case of gender-based violence reaches me, I rise up and run with it until I reach wherever. What are they doing themselves? Women's movement, I want to challenge you. Why have you gone in sleep? You are so scared, you don't want, you have now sat in office. For us who used to get out there to shout out these things. If you can remember one time with the Kabako of Buganda, if I could question the Kabako of Buganda, with this issue of you are young, you don't know it. Because, the other girl, what is it called? Naku. Is it the Naku girl? That Naku girl, when the issue came, I said, no, this can't happen. But I was Minister for Ethics and Integrity. So the government did not want to intervene. But I can assure you, in the evening in my office, the women movement would come there. And we sit and discuss on what we must do. And we resolve. And the next day they would go and talk and talk and talk. And eventually, the thing never worked. The man never slept with the young girl, and it ended there. But now, with the poor Soga thing, you women kept quiet, and nothing is like that. Anyway, I have talked too much, but what I want you what your takeaway is that this issue of gender-based violence should not be an issue of women crying out or what. It is an issue relating to humanity. To liberate a woman as a full human being in her own right, to be able to exercise her talents and wisdom and realize her potential. And if we don't do that, we shall remain to be poor and go backward. You can imagine, when we were on the public platform and things were moving, women flourished. Many women flourished. They went into market, they went into jobs. But now, because there is, again, hindrance to their flourishment, things are going bad. And the second thing I want to say, please, human beings, rise up and pick the love that Africans used to have. Become human. Stop losing moral and ethical values. When you see your neighbor beating his wife or the children, please get out and get involved. Become human again. Otherwise, things are just too much. And then for the government with its corruption and judicial institutions, all institutions, police, please rise up. Otherwise, you will go to hell. What else can I say?